What's going on, guys? RedWolfVion with another suit overview video. Today we're going to be going into Heavy Gundam's arsenal and kit, so let's jump into it. First off, you're going to notice the main difference here in this support suit starting at 450, that the main ranged weapon here is the frame launcher. Now this is the only ranged weapon it can select, as it is essentially a Gatling gun. Although it has a range of 300, you have 90 bullets to shred enemies. This is really dope. You also have your standard beam saber. It goes up to level 5 and so on. For your sub weapons, you have your head mounted Vulcan. You have your beam cannon, which can inflict stagger on a full charge because it can be focused fire. And you also have a frame launcher. Now this is for the missile pods, or essentially a missile launcher. You get 12 of those, and it's a nice in between shooter or quick finish off weapon. As far as skills go, we have high performance radar, observational data link, which everyone loves seeing the HP of enemy mobile suits. You have leg shock absorber level 3, which is really cool, especially when you're doing stuff jumping. You also have high performance balancer, you have high spec AM back, and you have the aerospace gimbal. So as far as equipment sets and builds, you see here that I focus a little bit more on the damage output and my quick reloader to reload very quickly, because aside from the beam cannon, you'll be using your frame launchers options very frequently, it being a Gatling gun, and your missiles reload rather quickly. So take advantage of that. In between there, I would sprinkle either in something that'll help you move or something to bolster your defenses. I prefer to get something like thruster control system to increase my thrusters to help me get to point A to point B a little bit, because by default this suit isn't really that fast, but I need it to get around somewhere. And of course you can always have your fillers, but essentially I would suggest in the priority enhanced firing program for attack damage with your ranged weapons. Then you want to have some quick load business going in there so you can reload faster, and then after that maybe auxiliary generator somewhere to have stuff from overheating a little bit faster, which only is your beam cannon. So I mean, teach their own. If you space out your shots, you'll be fine, but in some cases when you make a shot or a charge shot followed by a quick shot, you'll be overheated for a little bit. However, your weapon arsenal is pretty well off. And if you're feeling you want to up your speed, go ahead and throw something up there to increase your thrusters. When it comes to combat with the Heavy Gundam, I really enjoy this suit. If you notice right off the bat, this thing has a giant Gatling gun attached to the arm. So the neat thing about this suit is, instead of having a rifle, you have this Gatling gun, and it shreds generals, it shreds supports, and even raids that decide they want to run up on you. Now you can unload on an enemy, and about 40 shots in, maybe give or take 40-30, if you're attacking, you can actually flinch the enemy. As you see, I can almost down an entire general in one whole clip. Again, you have to be very careful because situations change and arise, but the damage output for the Gatling gun alone is amazing. After that, you do have the beam saber, which is your standard beam saber with your swipes, your left, your right, your forward, and your topple. And again, I don't like using this beam saber as much, because this is a support suit and I don't want to be that close to someone unless I have to defend myself. Now you'll have your Vulcan gun, which is very standard for targeting enemy troops on the ground, as well as doing a little bit of damage to enemies. Your beam cannon is where you're shining at here, with the higher range of 500 versus your Gatling gun's 300. You can do two quick successive shots, or you can focus fire for not only a stagger but for increased amount of damage. And it's very fun, very useful to shoot people with, because I usually like to help teammates who are in combat with it versus trying to always use it. But thinking about it now, you should always try to have it on cooldown and try to use it whenever you can, because the range is 500 versus your Gatling gun. After that, you have your missile pod, which if you're able to land about 8 on an enemy, you can actually flinch them again. And again, the flinch is not like a heavy stagger or stagger like that. It's just a very quick thing. So your allies may be able to capitalize off that. If not, if they don't, hopefully you will. Now, the neat thing about the missile pod is it reloads pretty quick, so you'll see people rotate between the Gatling gun, the missile pod, and the beam cannon. Now, to each their own what order you want to do it in. I generally prefer to kind of exhaust my Gatling gun as much as possible while I'm reloading it. I definitely switch to my beam cannon if it's up, and if both of those are down, I switch to my missile pod, and by the time my missile pod is down, I'll be able to switch to one of my other weapons and put in work. Now, the thing about this suit, it doesn't have any special skills. The neat thing about the suit, however, is this nice chunky Gatling gun, because aside of something like the Barrage, not many support suits have a heavy Gatling gun like this. It's very dope, it's very sweet, and I love it. Shout out to Nick for originally telling me how much I will love this suit many moons ago before actually getting it. It's a psychic. Anyway, guys, this suit is a very straightforward but niche kind of support type. That's all I got for you. I absolutely love this suit. If you get the opportunity to try it as a support unit in 450 or higher, definitely do it. You won't regret it. I promise you, you won't regret it. Of course, again, be very careful because you are a slower suit, so your mobility will definitely be a factor. So keep your distance properly, and hopefully you don't run in all by yourself. Run in with your teammates. That way you have a fighting chance to survive. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for checking this video out. If I forgot something, let me know. If I was wrong about something, let me know. Feedback, let me know. Aside from that, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.